Welcome back, YouTube. Blaze Shadowthorn here. If you're not aware, I have joined a Pokemon League. There should be a video going up before this, but this is one of the week 1 battles. I am not actually battling, but I figured I'd do some coverage on this. If you guys want to see other people's battles, I will definitely try and do post-narrated versions of them for you guys, just so you can see all the coverage for the league. I actually joined 2 of them, but I'll probably only be uploading one of them at a time, and the other one will be like a practice league. But I gotta say, I'm really excited, looking forward to my match here. Unfortunately, the person I was supposed to be facing left the league, so I might actually end up with a 6-0 victory, because that's the way the league works, is if the person doesn't show up, you get a 6-0. I'm not complaining. I haven't seen many leagues function with that ruling before, but I mean, if that's the way it works, that's the way it works. I won't complain about a free 6-0 to start off the match, but anyways, let's take a look at here on the team. Definitely, he has the teams are pretty evenly matched. If he plays around with his Victini well enough and his Mega Pidgeot, can definitely dent his team. That Sableye is going to be a bit of annoying. His Sableye is his only check against that Ambipom. He does have that Bronzor for it as well, but knockoff is a thing. Other than that, I'm definitely seeing Manectric as a threat. Pidgeot, I can't remember which one he drafted as his Mega, but either one definitely threatening. Life Orb, Nidoking can definitely put in some work as well. So if he plays his cards right, my money, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell at this point in time who I would feel has a better team matchup, because Kale's team is really defensive with the 4 bulky things, and Dab's team is hyper offense. So I'm not really sure. So, gonna lead off with Pidgeot as he leads off with the Sableye. He's gonna immediately double out into what? I don't agree with that play, just because Heat Wave is a thing, which he goes for right now. Just to get a Toxic off on the Pidgeot definitely is not worth 57% of your HP. So he's gonna go into Fat, which is what he probably should have done in the first place, make that double. Because Fat is definitely going to be his specially defensive mon of choice. He's going to go for the Body Slam, doing a nice chunk of damage. He wants to save his Pidgeot for later, especially since it didn't get paralyzed. Might only have 1 hit left in him, but 1 Hurricane is all he needs. He's lucky enough to get the para with the Body Slam, as the Victini U-turns out, which is an excellent play. He's going to go back out into what? Goes for Hidden Power Grass, I assume. Interesting to have that he has Hidden Power Grass on his Mr. Mime, but that's that. He goes for a Jarabelle, Ball, gets a crit. Crit doesn't matter because Mr. Mime's frail AF. But he lives on the Focus Sash and then kills him off with another Focus Blast. So he's gonna go into Kale. Dragonite kills him off with an Extreme Speed, which was his best play. Goes into the Nidoking, doubles back out into Fat on the Ice Beam, taking negligible damage. This tells me that he is indeed Thick Fat. Goes for another Body Slam. That damage is actually telling me that he might be offensive or Assault Vest, because that damage is doing pretty decent. Lets his Snorlax goes down. I don't know if he's Assault Vest and he wouldn't have Rest, now that I think about it. But anyways, Leaf Storms then doubles out, which tells me immediately that thing's choice, the way he brought it in, probably Scarf. He turns again, which is an excellent play because he's not staying in here. I don't agree bringing directly in Slurm right here, and then he doesn't recover on this turn either. He just goes for the Skull to pick up the KO. Especially seeing how much damage Earth Power and Ice Beam was doing, I would have recovered there personally to be at a better range of HP. And then on top of that, he just sacks it off right here, which I would keep it around for an Electric Immunity, especially since you don't know what item that Manectric is, and since he's Mega Pidgeot. Having an Electric Immunity would definitely be very nice. And on top of that, he lets his Ambipom get burned right here, which again, I don't agree with that play, because as soon as the save, actually, I'm gonna pause recording because I'm a little behind in my narration. But as soon as the Sableye went down, that Ambipom is primed for a sweep. So I would have sacked off something and not let that thing get burned, because the Willow was pretty obvious. And then this play bringing in Pidgeot right here, I don't agree with this play either, because he obviously, I mean, I would agree, I kind of agree with that play, because he really has nothing to take a Hurricane then, since he let his Snorlax go down. His best switch in would be that Rotom-Mow, and that Rotom-Mow won't even eat it up, because even though it'll do neutral, but it's offensive, so he won't really be taking too much, which is what he decides to do right here. He brings it in, takes a nice 76%. Pidgeot goes down, and he's going to bring in his Manectric. He's gonna volt switch off that play. I kind of see where he came from, but at the same time, at the range of HP that this thing was at, I would have clicked flamethrower because the likelihood of him switching, especially since he's taken that much damage, was very slim. Plus, I mean, he doesn't really. It's nice to keep around. I would have switched there personally just to see what he wanted to do, but that's just it's kind of hard to say, especially where at this point in the game, staying in was probably his better play. So volt switching there ends up sacking off the Ambipom, and he's gonna bring back in the Manectric and drop a T-Bolt. The way he's playing this Manectric, I immediately tell him that it's Scarfed. So what I would have done was I would have went into the Dragonite, but he ends up going into this thing and knocking off, which was a mistake in my opinion, just because since you know he's locked into Thunderbolt, you know he's Choice Scarfed. You could bring in your Dragonite safely and not have to worry about the Hidden Power Ice, which most Manectrics would carry Hidden Power Ice. So I do kind of view the knockoff there as a bit of a mistake. I would have went for the Will-O-Wisp and then recover stalled a little bit. And then if he did that, he probably would have walked away with a 2-0. But the crit didn't help either. He probably would have taken that a little bit better. But he does decide to burn him right here just for the bit of residual damage. So he's going to bring in his Dragonite. It is going to be a rep. He's going to go for the Hidden Power Ice. Because of multi-scale, it won't kill. It gets up a DD, I guess, just to assure that the E-Speed would kill. But 2 E-Speeds would have done more. So the Dragon Dance there really doesn't matter. But so that's going to be a Kale wins at a very narrow 1-0. If he played a little bit better... I won't say like a little bit better, but if you played around that Manectric a little bit better, especially with Will-O-Wisp being and not knocking off, the crit definitely hurt him a lot. I won't say that mattered. I don't run a calc. I don't know if he's specially or physically defensive Sableye, but the crit definitely was unfortunate. But I do feel like he could have possibly made it a 2-0, maybe a 3-0 if he played around that Sableye a little bit better and kept that Gastrodon instead of sacking it off to the Ambipom. But a win's a win. I can't really criticize win too much, although I most likely will because that's just my personality. I'm a very analytical person, and yeah, and I hold myself up to that standards, and that's why I do kind of decent at these league formats. Like every time I just do a league thing, I start off really strong, and then I just start like losing it because I prepare in advance too much, and then like teams change and I'm just like, yeah, it's fine, and it's really not. But anyways, that's gonna be the first game of this league format was theirs. If other people do their battle, it is a Wi-Fi league, so most likely the battles will be on capture card. This guy, I think like his Wi-Fi is spotty, so he was battling Showdown on his phone data, I think is what it was. So most of them will be Wi-Fi, and they will obviously be post commentated because there's no way for me to narrate it live. So that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. If you want to see more of them, definitely comment that down below. I will link in the description the Google Doc so you can follow along and see me, my team, and I will be making, I don't know if I'll make a video before or after about the league and preparation and what I'm going to do for like team prep videos and stuff like that. I'll explain all of that in another video, but this one's gone on for long enough, so thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.